time to wake up. Get the hell out of bed! Oh, it's early. It's never early, though, for some learning bombs. The bear is back. Real America Live. That's right. Oh, it has been too long. That's right, people. Don't change that dial. You're not in some weird, Twilight Zone-esque land. Yeah, it's time for some real America Live at 10 a.m. Yeah, 10 a.m. It's early. Well, not really, but, it's early. Fuck you. Welcome to Real America Live. Now, we're not going to get this started just yet because I'm going to give some time for people to kind of roll in. It's been quite a while since I've been live, and I'm going to explain all that when we get back from the break. I've missed you guys, and I hope you've missed me too. So if you guys just want to hang around for a little bit longer while I put a few of these homegrown tracks, homegrown tracks. Some of them homegrown. I don't know. I'm feeling some else though this morning. I really am. I'm just you know what I mean? Just feeling some metal this morning, and it's not. You guys will see in a minute. But keep it locked in live. We got another song coming up after this, and then we'll be back live here on RML. So much to talk about. We got one more track coming for you. Remember to share this around to all your friends. Let everybody know that Real America Live is live. This morning, 4 minutes past the hour. Here's some Metallica with Whiskey in the Jar. I don't know what he's saying right now. He's just making up words as he goes. Welcome to Real America Live. Welcome back, 314 Pi Day. Pi Day. It's Pi Day. You know why it's Pi Day? Because Real America Live will be infinite. Yes, sir. Welcome back to Real America Live. Man, it's the first show I've had the chance to do within the month. It has been busy. It has been very busy. Oh God, it's been a rough month. We've had a lot of shit going on, a lot of personal stuff, and my work schedule has changed. So you know, back in the day when I started doing this, I was closing every night at my workplace, which is like an 8-hour, 12 to 8:30, 12:30 to 9 shift. Not a big deal because I would do a show probably every other day to every other 2 days, about 10 o'clock. Until 11 or 12, and you know, it'd be fine. I just go to bed and then get back up at like 8 o'clock the next morning, 9 o'clock, and go to work at 12. No big deal. Well, now I'm starting to do 6 a.m. to 2:30 shift, and you think I've got all that time afterwards, but really, afternoon is so busy hanging out with the fam and doing things around here that it's really hard to get anything done besides that. So yeah, you know, I know it sounds like a lot of fucking excuses. I get that. You know, don't get me wrong. I'll be the first one to tell you, you know, a lot of it excuses. But understand as well that we all have lives outside of this, and it's just, for me, it's been a hectic month. I mean, you know, we lost a DJ. Well, I say lost, like we got a DJ taking a long vacation. DJ Hans moved. You guys probably have heard a little bit of it, but he moved, and he's trying to get his life together. Him and his wife and their kid are trying to just, you know, get everything together, get their place together and everything. When they do that, it's coming back on. So, can't wait to get Hans back on here. If you're out there listening, buddy, thanks for everything you've done for us. Great guy, you guys. He's done some really good stuff. But, yeah, you know, we're hanging out here at the RML Studio 1 this morning. It's been a while since I've done a Real America Live, and I've been looking forward to this all week since I made the decision to try and come back. Now, I'm not going to say this is going to be an every week thing. This show, it's so hard to get, you know, shit. Every time I make the promise I'll be back next week, I never end up showing up. So I'm going to tell you that I'll be back, maybe, possibly. You know, I'm not going to promise a damn thing because fuck promises and shit, because plans and fucking America. That's what I think about that. That's what I think about that. Alrighty then, so let's dive right the fuck into it, America. We've got a lot of shit to talk about this morning. By the way, if you're out there driving, if you're out there just waking up, sipping on your coffee, reading your newspaper, and you decide to turn on some Real America Live, I appreciate your listen. But please pay attention to that coffee cup and pay attention to the road, because I don't need anybody wrecking or spilling their coffee. I don't really know what's worse, because, I mean, you spill the coffee and that's a tragedy. That's like some kind of nicotine caffeine abuse. I mean, I don't even know. I don't even talk about that. Anyways, so let's start. Because I know that, you know, the further we go into the show, the less, and the further we go into the show, the more and more NASCAR fans are going to peel off, because it's going to go downhill from here for them. You know, the words are going to start getting bigger. Oh, that's mean. But, you know, any NASCAR fans are probably not going to make it past this NASCAR story. I mentioned NASCAR in the tags because I legitimately do have a story from NASCAR that I wanted to talk about. But, you know, I know that when we start talking about Trump and we start talking about the healthcare system and the prison system and the cash me outside, how about that, girl? Oh, Jesus Christ. They're going to start peeling off like flies. So let's go ahead and get the NASCAR story out of the way. Kyle or Kurt Busch, I don't really care, either one of them. Last weekend at Las Vegas, I guess they decided that, I guess he was coming around turn 3 at the end of the race, got into an accident with Joey Logano. Well, he completely blamed Joey Logano, which is another racer. I guess Joey had got loose, which basically means the car wasn't gripping to the track like it should. going into turn 3, which is not his fault. It just happens. Maybe it was his bad driving. I don't really fucking know. And he swerved up and went into Kyle, and they got into a wreck and all this. So Kyle walks through the pits after the race and goes over and socks him one, and there's a huge fucking, just a huge fight in the pits. And I'm like, God, you're idiots. Like, why fight over a race? Why do that? You know, you're going in circles for 3 hours. I guess that's probably it. It's probably all this adrenaline and then all these thoughts of, God, why am I doing this? My life is just a boring circle. Maybe it's that. Maybe they're just frustrated with their own personal, you know? I mean, because I don't hear about fights too much in NASCAR. But, I mean, that's because most of them, they just don't fight, I guess. You know, I don't really know. I thought I'd talk about it for just a second. Really not a big deal, but I added the NASCAR thing there just because I knew it was gonna bring somebody in, you know, possibly, maybe 1, 2 people, you know, 1, 2 people. Kyle Busch possibly gonna get penalized over the fight with Joey Logano. I think his name is Joey Logano. I'm probably pronouncing the guy's name wrong. I really don't give a fuck. Got into a fight with him in the pits. Looking to be penalized. I think he should be. I mean, he went over there. I get it. You're pissy because you lost the race, and it's somewhat this guy's fault. You don't walk over and punch somebody in the fucking face. I don't care who you are, Jeff Gordon, Dale Earnhardt Jr. or Sr. Yeah, I used to be a NASCAR fan. You don't just walk over and punch somebody in the face. Look, you lost the race. It's over with. I personally think if there's any more races, I don't know how long the NASCAR season is, but I think he should be excluded from some races, some bigger races. You know, my personal opinion, if you're going to act like a pussy, you're going to get treated like one. So, yeah, be excluded from some races, sit home with your ball and, you know, watch it from the house or whatever because you're a dumb shit. How about that? Yeah. How about that? Cash 2017 outside. How about that? Oh, 2017, you know, I do feel like 2017 has gotten better, I guess. I don't know, man. We know how 16 was. I don't even really want to go back and talk any about 16 because 16 was absolutely insane. It was a traumatic experience. I mean, everyone was traumatized. I don't know who walked out of 2016 unscathed. But, you know, 2017 hasn't been so bad. I mean, we're only 3 months in. You know, it's March 14th, 2017. We're 3 months into this new year, and already though it hasn't been the best. I can't say it's been awesome because, you know, I've lost people. Everybody loses people, but damn it, it's not going to be a great year if you're already losing people in fucking March. And then, you know, it's just it hasn't stepped up at all. Especially in the intelligence of the United States has not stepped up. I mean, I didn't, you know, what's another year going to do? It's not going to do anything. I know that. But I just, damn it, you know, you always hope the next day is going to be a little brighter, and it's at least for the intelligent level of the United States, and it just has not been. And that leads us to, you know, the Cash Me Outside girl. Yes, the name of this episode is Cash 2017 Outside. I can't even talk. This bitch here. Alright. So let me explain this to you. And I didn't get the clip. I should have gotten the fucking clip. And if I find it while I'm online here, I will get it real quick. You know what? No, I can't. Anyways. No, this bitch here. She is looking at becoming a millionaire by the end of the year. That's right, you heard me correct. She's looking at becoming a millionaire by the end of the year. Now, for those of you, because there are people who have thankfully been able to get away from even knowing what the hell this Cash Me Outside girl is. And I'm walking, so it may get a little loud, or you may lose me for just a second, but no, there are some people who have been able to make it through 2017 without knowing who the Cash Me Outside girl is. That's a good thing. And maybe you don't want to know about it, which is okay. You could just leave now. It wouldn't be a bad thing. I promise, because this bitch here is one of the most ignorant, ratchet bitches that you're probably ever gonna meet. Yes, even more than your ex Stacy, that girl who cheated on you like 4 times with your brother-in-law or your other brother-in-law. Yeah, worse than her. I know. But this bitch. Okay, so she got popular off of Dr. Phil. Yeah, I know those two words don't usually go together, but she did. She got popular off Dr. Phil. Dr. Phil did some special. Her mom had called in or whatever, and she's disrespectful and she's like a cunt. And so her mom called Dr. Phil for help. I need help. My kid's disrespecting me and all this. They brought her on the show. And she is just this gangster ass fucking bitch. Like, there's really no other way to say it. There's not even a nicer way to say it. She's just this gangster ass fucking tramp. She's like 16 and she like talks to her mom like, oh, God, just, you got that, and as a parent, there are those of you out there who are parents. There are those of you out there who are parents, and when you see somebody being so disrespectful to a parent, or when you hear somebody saying some really nasty things about their parents, you just got this reflex, where your hand comes up, you just bring it up, and you just, no, not your kid. You just want to slap the fuck out of them. I want to do that to people I know. I'm not going to mention them, but I do. They piss me the hell off. And it's cold out here, by the way. I'm in Florida. We're getting that nor'easter, and we're getting the edge of it. We're not getting the nor'easter. The North's dealing with that shit. You guys have fun, but no, we're getting the cold, and it fucking sucks. It's like I had to walk outside to smoke, and it's like all of like 55 degrees. I know some of you are like, really, 55 degrees? Oh, it's cold. I hate cold. But no. So he brings her on to the show, and they get talking, and she talks about, I like steal cars, and I'm a gangster, and he's like, you like being a gangster? Do you like being disrespectful? Well, of course I do, because I'm a gangster, I had sex because I'm 16, and at one point he says something to her, and I can't remember. I couldn't find the clip. I could find the clip, but I couldn't get it at the moment. He says something to her, and she replies with well, how about cash me outside? How about that? The single most, I don't even know, there's not a word that I can express to you that will express just how ignorant and ignorant-filled this phrase is. It really just, there's no word in the English dictionary that can give me the satisfaction of knowing that you fully understand how idiotic this 16 to 17-year-old girl looks. And how idiotic, honestly, we'll get into the parent in just a second, but we're talking about her. How terrible and how filled with ignorance this bitch's mouth is. I'm still thinking, if anybody has a word out there and you're in the chat, you can just go ahead and throw it in, and I will most definitely use said word, because I just don't have it. I don't have a thesaurus. I don't have anything around that could help me describe this to you. But yeah, it's sad. And you know what? I'm angry at the fact that this bitch is about to be a millionaire at the end of the year. How's she making $1 million? Advertisements, merchandise. They're looking at giving her a reality TV show. Yeah! By the way, if you can all hear that, that'd be my air conditioning. I am terribly sorry for the interruption there. I hope it's not too bad. Let me just see if I can check my level. No, it doesn't seem that bad. Anyways. No, I'm not terribly angry with the fact that, what was that? Oh God, train of thought just derailed and fucking like flipped into an orphanage. Jesus Christ. I can't remember what I was going to say. Anyways, I will say what I'm thinking right now. I am upset that she's going to be a millionaire at the end of the year via advertisements, and they're looking at giving her a reality TV show. See, I don't understand this. We award stupid in this country. We award ignorance. Hey, you're stupid, you can make people laugh. I get it. Don't get me wrong. We definitely need comedy. I want comedy out there. I want to see somebody. I even want to see tragic comedy. I want to see somebody, like that to an extent. I want to see some idiotic, bitch, get bested at every turn. And that's the thing, though. See, because I want to see her get bested at every turn. She goes to say something like that to somebody, and they just absolutely ream her a new asshole or destroy her bit by bit by bit. Smoke, not my smoke. Somebody's burning something. Good morning, by the way. Wake the fuck up. I guess the neighbor's doing some wood chopping today. We're going to walk inside. But no, I just don't understand how people can award stupid. Explain that to me. How can you take this ignorant person and want to give her $1 million? I mean, it just don't make any sense to me whatsoever. So yeah, this lady, this woman is not a woman, no. This ratchet hoe, as she probably likes to refer to herself as some ratchet gangster hoe, is looking at making $1 million by the end of the year after completely embarrassing not only herself, but probably her entire family. And they're going to give her a reality TV show for it. Okay, that's understandable. I get that. Because that's my mental thought is, if you embarrass, your entire family, I'm going to give you a reality TV show. Okay, that's cool. But what really perplexes me is that it has gotten so popular, and that's really when the sadness really starts to set in on where you live. You look around, it's really where the sadness starts to, take over. Is that the entire country has? I know that some of them are probably, not doing this. They're not laughing with her. They're probably laughing at her. But there are a few bitches out there. There are a few bitches, who want to be. I want to be the Cash Me Outside girl, and I don't understand that. These are probably the same bitches who get up online and say, "I want the love story like Joker and Harley," and that shit just royally pisses me the fuck off. Like, to no end. To, like, no fucking end. It makes me want to take just your favorite memory. I just want to go to each individual person who has this same want, and I want to take their best memory, and I want to pull it out of their fucking mind, and I want to rip it into tiny little pieces, stomp on it, light it on fire, and watch them weep. That is how angry that statement makes me. But this is not something we should be, rewarding. This is something that we need to stomp out with quickness. This is something we need to let all of our kids know. That's not how you want to be. Now, I get that the Dr. Phil show is probably a bit staged, just like Jerry Springer and the rest of that shit. I don't watch Dr. Phil, but this has really taken over a lot of the United States right now. This Cash Me Outside, how about that? And that's another thing. Do people like her, and when I say people like her, I mean ignorant trash, really speak like that? I mean, have you never had another conversation with anyone to know that's not how you say any of those words? I mean, she really didn't get a word right in that sentence. Cash is not pronounced cash. It's catch. No, you know what? Never mind. She got me right. She cashed me. She got me right. She pronounced me correctly. I'll give her some applaud on that one. Good job, crazy bitch that I don't know the name to. But the rest of it, outside, how about that? Are you just too lazy to pronounce the A and the T? And then are you also just too lazy to once again pronounce the TH and the other T. And then how about that? It's Catch Me Outside. How about that? I guess that just doesn't sound ratchet enough. You know, you got to be real gangster. I don't know what neighborhood she's from or what color she reps. I guess, but I don't know. It's just one of the most ignorant things I have ever seen in mine. And I have met some ignorant fuckers in this world thus far, and it's just one of the most ignorant things I have ever seen up to this point. And God, I hope someone has mercy on her soul one day. You know, I know I'm probably a little late on this too, honestly, but I haven't been on in a month, and it's just been, I haven't got to it, and I just wanted to make sure I covered it and just say my piece, which was, Jesus Christ, that was a rant, wasn't it? That was pretty bad. But no, I mean, it's just ignorance should not be awarded, and we do at every turn. We do. We look at giving these people money and advertisements. Oh, you make people laugh. Oh, you're so trashy that we should give you a TV show. I mean, it's just like MTV with 16 and Pregnant. Yes, I know. There's a few of you right now that are maybe jumping to your keyboards, maybe pressing the stop button, and there's probably a lot of you who are applauding me. But the fact is, 16 and Pregnant is the trashiest fucking TV show on TV right now. Well, next to this bitch's TV show when it finally gets made, they'll be neck and neck for the Trashy Awards, and the Trashy goes to 16 and Pregnant. You know, I mean, maybe they have to. You can only come to the award ceremony if you have both baby daddies with you. Also, you know, you have to, you know, I don't have the rules for the Trashy Awards yet, but when I get them, I will make sure you guys get a full copy so you can let, you know, anybody that you know that's trashy as hell that needs to go to these awards. So you can let them know what rules and what dress code they have to follow. You know, the Daisy Dukes where you see both lips and shit, yeah. You let them know, and I'm sure they'll dress accordingly. No, 16 and Pregnant is also trashy because it's 16 and Pregnant. Look, I get it. You know, some of these girls have such inspiring stories. No, they don't. You know, they're 16 and they started fucking around at 16. And don't get me wrong. You know, a lot of us were fucking around at 16. All right, there's probably 90% of us were getting some at 16. You know, woo, yeah. But we were also smart enough to either, if we are the woman, you know, use birth control or some other kind of, you know, method of safe sex, or B, if we're the guy, wear a fucking condom. Most of us were. There are some of us who aren't, but the ones who aren't, you probably are not parading that shit around like, oh, I'm so cool because I had a kid at 16. No, you, my friend, just either are too poor to go and buy a condom or just too stupid to walk up to the gas station and, you know, just ask the guy for a Trojan. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it's not that fucking difficult. But it happens. That's the way it is, I guess. You know, the trashy will inherit the earth whenever, you know, regular civilization breaks down, which we are pretty much on our way to doing right now. When civilization breaks down, the people who wear sandals and socks, you know, fucking bastards, they'll take over. Fucking whores. God, I can't stand that. Sandals and socks. Why would you wear sandals and socks on purpose? Oh, hey, Sammy. Sorry, I didn't see you there. I just turned back on my chat. Good to see you, Sammy. Thanks for tuning in to Real America Live this morning at, well, it's now 10:30, 30 minutes past the hour. You want a weather check? Hold on, let me just look outside. Oh, yeah, it's fucking cold! That's your weather report for this morning. Yeah, the weather report. But yeah, in closing on the Cash Me Outside girl, I'm just gonna say that America, don't reward her. Don't encourage stupidity. When we see stupidity, you know, there's two ways to handle said situation. Number one is we teach them. You know, we give them some sort of knowledge that shows them the error of their ways, and they turn their life around, and they become a functioning member of society. B, we pull a Spartan move, and we just throw them off a cliff. I mean, either one will work. I promise you that either one could work, though the Spartan maneuver may work a little quicker. You know what I'm saying? Like, the Spartan maneuver may just take care of the problem a little bit quicker than having to go through the, teaching and, all that, knowledge shit. So, teach or throw them off a cliff. Your choice, America. Your choice. Speaking of a choice and choices we have made, now I know that I've been on and I've talked about it since the last time that I was actually on the air. But the choice that we made here recently was the bringing in to the presidency Donnie Trump. Donnie. Old Donnie. And you know what? Up to this point, he has done not so bad. There's been some things that I was okay with, and some things that I haven't been. And then some things that it's half and half. Like, for this instance, because we are speaking about insurance here in just a second, the ACA. Now, he got rid of the ACA, which I was a fan of that. But the problem with that situation is he got rid of the ACA at that moment with no plan to cover that. Now, it's only been a little bit, and he has developed something. We're going to talk about that in just a second. But at that point, I was just upset because if you're going to get rid of something, you need to have something that's ready to take its place at that moment, or the next day, or the next 2 days. Not anything further than that, though, because people have got to figure out what they're going to do. And he didn't. This was like a month later. ACA was gone, and then nothing. And then now we have Trump Care. That doesn't even sound appealing. At least Obamacare had this ring. Obamacare. Now we have Trump Care. Trump Care. All right, people. Trump Care. Here we go. So basically, one of the promises that Donald Trump made was that he was going to get rid of the ACA, which he did. Oh, you know what? One of the very first times I've seen a politician follow through. And he got rid of Obamacare, and he said he was going to make it better insurance where everybody would be covered. And it would be cheaper, and it would be good for you, and we would have 100 years of prospering America. He didn't promise that last one, but I'm just saying it would have been kind of cool if he did. And that was something that he pledged, and, he got half of it right so far. I've got an article here that I've been looking at, bringing you guys the news from the internet. And so it says, in addition to Trump's comments on the stump, his administration has spent weeks raising expectations on its Obamacare replacement. Among the claims, the Republican plan would cover more people, reduce their premiums and costs, avoid cutting Medicaid, and leave no one worse off than under the former president's signature achievement. So basically what that is saying to me, and just correct me if I'm wrong, but basically that is saying to me that, yeah, they're going to try and reduce the premiums, they're going to avoid cutting Medicaid and cut some of the costs, but really leave no one worse off than they were under the former president's signature achievement. So if we're not going to be any worse off than what we were beforehand, then what the hell is the point of changing it in the first place? Now, I'm not an Obamacare fan. I'm not. There was some good things about Obamacare, but it was cost-wise. The money that you had to pay to have insurance in this country is absolutely ridiculous. And the fact that it had become mandatory was even worse, because now the insurance companies knew that, hey, if you don't go with Obamacare, you can go with one of us, but if you don't go with one of us and you don't go with Obamacare, then you're going to get fined, so you have to have insurance. And that's absolutely ridiculous. They gouged. They're still gouging. They're trying to get away with still gouging the hell out of your insurance costs. And it's un-American, it's unconstitutional. And Obama just so happened to have different interests in insurance. He had money in the insurance business. So that, it makes fucking sense. He won. He won that one. He fucked us real fucking good. And Donnie is looking like I don't know. I still can't tell about Donnie, whether he's just that stupid or he's really, really smart and attempting to con America into believing he gives a shit. So I'm going to have to wait the next 3 fucking years to see. But, there's more about this insurance thing right here. Let's see. Let's go on. So now that the House GOP's American Health Care Act, the AHCA, is here, they're calling it the AHCA, the American Health Care Act, is here. How do these pledges look? And from this, I'm not going to mention the actual, well, I mean, I could, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to mention the actual news site that I'm using, but this specific news site, which is a major conglomerate news site. I don't usually use the smaller fake news sites because, well, you never can tell if they're real or not. But at least I know that this is like 90% real that I'm reading from because, yeah, they're a major conglomerate and they're probably lying to me about some stuff. But you got to put your trust somewhere, so you might as well. Basically what they're saying is that how these pledges look, not good, according to an analysis from the Nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office released on Monday. The report found the House plan, which the Trump administration has thrown its support behind, would cause millions to lose insurance and raise costs for vulnerable populations. The White House pushed back against the report, claiming the findings were not accurate, but some independent analysts have made similar predictions. Here's a look at where we are. So, at this point in the article, and at this point in the administration's Health Care Act that they have planned and are attempting to implement, it's looking like, no, we're not going to be the exact same when we had Obamacare. It looks like a lot of people are going to be losing insurance. And the people who don't lose insurance, their costs are going to go up. Their premiums are going to go up. And that's not what we need right now. This country is still battered. I mean, we are not a prospering country right now. There are so many people out of work. There are so many people trying to make it but by on paycheck to paycheck. I'm fucking one of them. I know the unemployment rate has went down since, Bush was in office. It's not the highest it's ever been. You know what? Hold on. We can actually look at that. Just so I'm wrong or right, just to see if I'm wrong or right. Unemployment rate 20. I guess we're going to have to go to 16 because 17 is nowhere near done. But unemployment rate as of October of 2016, it had fell to a 4.9%. From the 5% previous month, in line with the market expectations. The number of unemployed persons was almost unchanged at 7.9 million, while labor force participation rate decreased by 1% point. So it's 4.5% in October, and 4.5% in October. That's not the best in the world, but It's not as bad as 5. I mean, that's what you have to look at it like. The unemployment rate in this country is not good, and we do need to start focusing on how to make sure that the workers are taken care of and that these people can have insurance, because you can't work if you can't get there. As far as being sick or being hurt, you can't provide for your family. And hell, you can't spend money and give money back to the community and put money in the pockets of these fat cats up north if you can't do it. So they really need to look at at the very least, look at it from an expectation where you're going to stop getting money if this person can't pay you money anymore because they're spending too much money on fucking insurance. Although, most of these people up in, the governments and, the senators and the congressmen, they've all got, money in the insurance business. So they ain't fucking worried about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're going to get paid either way. It just doesn't really, it's going to be like either how long it takes for them to get it. So either way, you're paying them. You've got to make the decision yourself. What am I going to do about my insurance? And there are we're going to talk about some more of that in a little bit later, the insurance and this country and how much it charges and everything. But we're going to continue on with this. I want to see some more about this coverage and everything else to do with the AHCA, the American Health Care Act. Trump was clear both as a candidate and as a president, no one would be left behind under his health care plan. We're going to come with a new plan that's going to be a better health care for more people at a lesser cost. Trump told ABC's David Muir in January. Everybody's got to be covered, he said on CBS 60 Minutes in 2015. In addition to Trump's comments, the House GOP website denies that people will lose coverage under the Republican bill. And Office of Management and Budget Director Mick Mulvaney told CBS News last week he believes the legislation will cover more. We don't want anyone who currently has insurance to not have insurance, White House counselor Kellyanne Conway shared on MSNBC's Morning Joe in January. The House bill would fall far short of these promises, according to the CBO. By the agency's estimate, 14 million fewer people would be insured in 2018 versus current law, and a whopping 24 million fewer people would have insurance in 2026. So it's saying that because of the costs and because of the premiums and everything that has to do with this insurance, that people would have to drop it. And it said 14 million fewer people would have Trump care in 2018 than they do now, and then 24 million in 2026 if Trump care was allowed to stay around that long. So if you don't want people to not have insurance, then you need to work on the price. See, that is where you go with the insurance debate. It comes down to the price. It comes down to the price, and it comes down to what you provide with said price. Now, hold on, Nick. There's a schedule here. Damn it. You need to keep to the fucking schedule. All right, I will. It's just hard because, it pisses me off because people do... Shh. Article. Get back to the article. Okay. Some people will voluntarily drop their coverage because the bill repeats the individual mandate that requires people to buy insurance. Oh my fucking God. Are you serious? I did not know about this part. Hold on. The bill repeals the individual mandate that requires people to buy insurance, but others would forego insurance in response to higher premiums. The coverage loss will be disproportionately larger among older people with lower income, according to the CBO, who would face higher premiums under the House GOP bill and less federal aid to pay for them. So they're talking about taking money away from the federal programs that help the elderly and of the older community pay for insurance, and then raising premiums so that those people, they're not going to be able to pay their premiums. Because, think about it. You know how much people make on retirement? My grandfather, for instance, he was a truck driver. He worked his entire life, and he worked for the truck driving company that he was with for quite some time before he finally retired at age 62. I think it was 62 years old. He retired at age 62. And, so far, for his entirety of his life, you know how much money he gets in retirement? For a month. And he makes it work because he's a very simple guy. He doesn't want very much, and he makes some of his own stuff, so it doesn't really matter to him. But he only gets like $972 a month. Now, you think about that, so that's a good bit of money. It is, and it isn't. $972 a month. You have to last 30 days on $972 a month. Now, he's always been a person who's good with his money, so it's really, he makes it work. But that's, how are you going to be able to pay for insurance and everything else just making $900, $800, $700 a month in retirement? How are you going to do that without having to get another job? And these people, they're not going to be able to go into some big conglomerate business and work in an office or go back into construction like they did 20 years ago. I'm talking about senior citizens, 50, 60, 70 years old. These people, if they get a job because they can't make ends meet, they're going to have to go into McDonald's and Burger King and all of that. So it's not gonna help them. It's going to hinder them. It's, they're already probably, most of these people are already probably having to work a job to make ends meet, and then insurance comes in like this, and it raises the premiums of what you already have to go through. So I don't understand how that's going to help anybody. Trump Care so far is sounding like a big pile of shit that has been slapped into a toaster. It sounds like the original pile of shit that we had, slapped into a toaster, warmed up, put on a piece of bread, and called Nutella. That's what it sounds like. And I love Nutella, but I don't love imposter Nutella. I don't love this AHCA so far. It's just bullshit. We are moving to the costs portion of this article, though. Let's see what it has to say there. But hold on. You know what? Actually, we're going to take a quick break. I'm going to throw a song or two. Hey, Sean, you fucking prick. Good to see you. Sean B's in the chatty. Remember to share this show around. Get your boys in here to hang it all out so we can talk about Donnie the Dictator, so we can talk about new evidence in the Michael Brown robbery case before he was shot. New evidence or whatever, dumb shit. All kinds of things going on here on Real America Live. We're going to play a few tracks, and I'm going to have some time to have a cigarette, so about 2 or 3 tracks. If anybody's got a request while I'm doing some music, let me know. Right now we got Working for a Living by Phil Vassar and Huey Lewis coming up, and then let's see, I want to throw another track in there. Here comes some Van Halen, Hot for Teacher. I'm feeling some metal. I'm feeling some classic rock and shit this morning, and country, and feeling all this shit. And also feeling, let's see. Oh, I just seen a minute ago. These guys followed me on Twitter, so I might as well give them a little bit of love. Here's some Cocaine and Whiskey from them Dirty Roses, because damn it, if anybody belongs to be in a playlist with Phil Vassar, Van Halen, it's them Dirty Roses. These guys are on Twitter. They're on YouTube. Send them some major motherfucking love from the Big Bad Boo Bear and Exit 92 Radio. That's right, the It couple is in the chat. Make sure you send some love to Sammy and Sean, who've been together for a week now, 2 weeks. I don't know. These guys they're the quintessential, stereotypical Facebook couple. I mean, it's I love you and you make my heart shine and I see my soul smile. I'm making myself vomit. Just okay. I love you guys. Damn it, man. Here comes some Working for a Living by Phil Vassar and Huey Lewis. Cover of the great song. Oh, God, I love it. Oh, yeah, Huey. Play it up, sir.
Pass on by, I'll be working here forever, at least until I die. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. I'm supposed to get a raise next week, you know damn well I won't. I'm just working for a living. I'm working for a living. Working for a living, living and I'm working. Taking what they're giving, cause I'm working for a living. Cause I really need the work, but hitting up my buddies got me feeling like a jerk. $100 car note, 500 rent. I get a check on Friday, but it's already spent. Working for a living, working for a living. I'm working for a living, living and I'm working, taking what they're giving, cause I'm working for a living. Oh, working for a living. Bartender, ladies of the night, grease monkey, ex-junkie, winner of the fight. Walking on the streets, it's really all the same. Saving souls, rock and roll, any other game. Working for a living, working for a living.
Yes, sir. That was Working for a Living, Phil Bizarre and Huey Lewis. Here comes some Van Halen, Hot for Teachers. No other better way to start your Tuesday morning off than with the Big Bad Boo Bear, some great talk radio, and some Van Halen.
Well, 2 years ago when I was just 20 years old, but let me tell you what happened to me. I had a girl who I truly loved, yeah, we were happy as we could be. We had a house, a picket fence, we had a tire hanging from a tree. Everything was just as good as gold until I caught the bitch cheating on me. So give me back my cocaine, give me back my whiskey. Forget about the time when you almost missed me. Give me back my t-shirt, give me back my jeans. Give you back your hand when you give me back my ring. So give me back my ring. That's what happened to me. I guess it happened all the time. Every time I think about that dude in my bed, I start to cry. But I gotta keep my chin up, keep my head held towards the sky. The same way she had another man, I had another girl on the side. So give me back my cocaine, give me back my whiskey. Forget about the time when you almost missed me. Give me back my t-shirt, give me back my jeans. Give you back your hand when you give me back my ring. So give me back my ring. Bring it back to me, baby. Bring it back to me, baby. Bring it back to me. Oh. Bring it back to me, baby. Bring it back to me, baby. Bring it back to me. Oh, so give me back my cocaine, give me back my whiskey. Forget about the time when you almost missed me. Give me back my t-shirt, give me back my jeans. Give you back your hand when you give me back my ring. So give me back my cocaine, give me back my whiskey. Forget about the time when you almost missed me. Give me back my t-shirt, give me back my jeans. Give you back your hand when you give me back my ring. So give me back my ring. Yeah, nah, 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 nah.
Yeah! Give me back my cocaine, give me back my whiskey. That's right, cocaine and whiskey by them dirty roses. See, they use proper grammar. Cash me outside, girl. Why can't you do that? Now you know. Anyways, let's get back to the great dictator Donnie. Great dictator Donnie. No, he's a douchebag. Nothing like a little bit of vodka and tea in the morning. A little bit. Just a smidgen. Just a little bit of vodka. A little bit. I'm also eating some breakfast pizza because there's no other better time. There's no time in the day where breakfast pizza is not a good thing to eat. I'm definitely not getting paid by the breakfast pizza people. Don't even think that. King. Anyways, so costs. Moving on to costs of the AHCA, which I'm not going to drag this out for the entire episode. We're probably going to stop after that. That was sexy. But basically, I do want to see how much the AHCA is going to cost us Americans to have the simple ability to go to the damn doctor. Let's see how much it's going to cost us. Trump and his allies have emphasized affordability, saying their Obamacare replacement would lower premiums and provide more help for out-of-pocket costs. Trump, for example, told the Washington Post that Americans would see much lower deductibles in January and complained on Monday that under the current system, deductibles are so high you don't even get to use the insurance, which is a good, valid point Obamacare's deductibles are extremely high, and it has caused a lot of the insurance companies that are gouging the prices out of your asshole to raise their deductibles because they know, fuck it, you got to pay for it, because if you don't have it, you're getting fined. So they raise the deductible so high so you never get to use it. The deductible at my workplace for my insurance when they wanted me to get it, which I did not, by the way, just saying, $5,500 a month. I don't do $500 worth of damage a month to go to the fucking hospital or a doctor's appointment because it's just, I'm not a sick person. I don't get sick very often, knock on wood. But it's just the way it works. Not everybody does $10,000 worth of damage in a month to have to go to the hospital. So, just saying, he is right about the Obamacare deductibles being so fucking high. Let's see, where were we? I got lost on my rant. Here we go. Use the insurance. He promised great health care for a fraction of the price in a speech in Las Vegas last year. The CBO news is mixed, but overall estimates show these goals won't be met. The analysis is especially harsh when it comes to prices claimed. Nobody will be worse off financially. Instead, it finds some of the patients who need coverage the most would see their costs soar. So the sick people out there, if you're listening, it's going to cost you more to get insurance, and here's why. Health insurance premiums would initially rise 15 to 20% than they would under current law, Jesus Christ, but would eventually decrease, ending up 10% lower than Obama's projected prices by 20. So by, 2026, which is 10 years from now, it might be lower. That's basically what it says there. It's possibility that the prices of Trump care in 2026, if Trump care hangs around that long, would be lower than Obamacare in 2026. 1% lower. 10% lower, excuse me. Oh, gosh. But costs wouldn't go down for everyone, and the worst hit by the GOP plan would be one of the most vulnerable groups. Older. See, they're really focusing on the senior citizens here. This is getting creepy. Does Trump have some issue with senior citizens? Kill off the old, damn it. While CBO projects the average 21-year-old would expect a 20 to 25% decrease in their premiums, a 64-year-old would see their premiums go up 20 to 25%. This is because of a change in the law that would allow insurers to charge older customers more than they can under Obamacare, which doesn't sound fair to me. I get that, yeah, of course, when you're an older person, you've got a lot more risks in your health department. I mean, as far as, you're going to die eventually sooner than a 24 or 25-year-old, at least averagely sooner. You've got more of a chance of getting, diseases that a 24 and a 25-year-old wouldn't. So the insurance companies have to be where it's a business for them too. I understand that. I understand that they have to make money and that they have to run a business, but in doing so, does that mean you alienate an entire client base? Does that mean you alienate people who just want to have enough money to go to the damn doctor once a month to get their prescription for not diabetes, for insulin? Does that mean that you alienate these people to the point where they're not going to have insurance? You take more money out of their pocket, they can't pay it, so then they're not going to have insurance, so then they're just going to die at their house, probably from a common cold or gangrene. They can't afford to go to the hospital and get taken care of because the bills would be too great. Explain to me where the logic is in that. There is none. Makes no goddamn sense, but yet we continue to do it. See, it would allow insurers to charge older customers more than they can under Obamacare. But it gets much worse for these patients. Most people who get individual insurance through Obamacare receive subsidies. 1 second, just checking my thing right here. Hold on, I got some chats in the chat room here. Here we go, Samantha. The it couple. Yeah, they're talking about, God, so damn vain. I'm talking about insuring old people, and you people are going on about an orange story, which I'm not doing. And, how you're the it couple. Jesus Christ. Vain ass motherfucking people. Anyways. But it gets much worse for their patients. Yeah, most people who get individual insurance through Obamacare receive subsidies, and older customers will get less help under the House GOP plan. So they're going to get even less help under this. The bill would give people a fixed amount of help while Obamacare subsidies rise according to their income. And okay, that's bullshit though. That's bullshit. I mean, it does and it doesn't. It may rise, but it's still costing you out the ass an insane amount to get it in the first place. For 64, here we got some statistics here. For a 64-year-old making $26,500 a year, the effects would be devastating. They would pay. Guys, I want you to make sure you grab your seats because this is insanity. They would pay on average $1,700 total for health insurance under Obamacare in 2026. That's bad enough that in 2026, 10 years from now, 9 years from now, whatever, that they would be paying $1,700 a month. I guess it's a month or a year, I'm not sure. That's not that bad if it's a year. Okay, I'll backtrack a little bit. I'll say that's not that bad if it's a year, but if it's a month, it doesn't say. But this is insane. If they go under the House bill that they are making now, the Trump Care bill, if that sticks around and it goes for a year, it goes for 10 years, the projected amount of money that you will be paying either by the month or by the year, even if it's by the year, this is still insane. A whopping $14,600. Can you believe that you would be paying $14,600 either a month or a year in insurance, people? That better be some damn good fucking insurance. I mean, if I get a broken leg, it better be mended within an hour. I want the greatest medical fucking care that you have for $14,000. I don't give a goddamn if people say, oh, that's cheap. It's cheap. No, sir. Not for the working class, you see. That's the biggest problem with shit like this. And hold on, I'm fixing to say something on that. On the other end, some higher income seniors and younger customers would pay less for insurance than they do now. As for lowering costs and deductibles, the CBO projects the individual's cost-sharing payments, including deductibles, in the non-group market would tend to be higher under the House bill. The bill reduces premiums by allowing insurers to offer plans that cover fewer expenses, but it runs directly afoul of Trump's personal pledge just 2 months ago to lower deductibles. So, he's got more in this article, Medicaid and shit like that, but we're pretty much done with the article here. So, the working class is basically going to be fucked here. And, they're going to get fucked. They're going to get a frying pan up the ass sideways fucked. Because even if you are a young person in the working class, you're going to get fucked. Because it's sounding to me like this insurance is going to be more expensive than Obamacare, which is exactly the opposite of the pledge that Donnie made before he was elected. So explain to me how you're keeping to your pledge. He got rid of the ACA. I applaud him for that. The ACA was crap, but he's replaced it with a bigger piece of crap. Compared to the ACA, the AHCA is a bigger piece of shit. The ACA looks like a golden turd. Looks like somebody took some Windex, was able to polish that bitch up, hung it on the wall, and is calling it a window or some shit. You can see right through it. That is a golden turd. That is a see-through great fucking turd now compared to this AHCA, where this is just a pile of shit. This is a pile of shit in a toaster and then put on bread and called Nutella. That's what this is, people. We're being fed shit Nutella, and it looks like we're going to have to just take a bite, chew, swallow, repeat. Because we don't have any other choice. Then to not have insurance. Yay! Not have insurance. Okay, so you have that choice. You got the choice of just not getting Donnie's insurance. You don't have to get Trump Care. See, that's the beauty in this one, is that you don't have to buy Trump Care, which is cool. You know, that's one of the only things about this piece of shit Nutella the bread that we're getting fed that's kind of okay, is the fact that he has repealed the mandatory insurance, which is absolute horseshit when it was implemented by Barry. I did not like it, did not agree with it, never have. And people were like, oh, why? Because he wants everybody to have insurance? Yeah, I want everybody to have insurance too, but you know, if you can't afford it, then you should not be mandatorily made to get it and pay for it. Now, they had free insurance people, but that insurance didn't matter. It was shit insurance. I had that insurance before I had a job. That insurance was absolutely fucking terrible. You know, I got doctor's visits and shit like that, but it didn't cover anything. You know? It didn't cover anything. It was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. And then, you know, when it did cover some shit, most places in Florida wouldn't take it. I couldn't go to barely any dentists because they would not take the insurance. I couldn't go to barely any fucking doctor's offices because they would not take the insurance. I finally found like 2 places that were in a reasonable distance from me that would take the insurance, so I had to stick with it. They didn't have terrible doctors, they just weren't the best doctors. Nothing against those said doctors. They just weren't the doctors. Oh, Jesus. You know what, Sean? You guys distracting me. You know, Sean is in the chat room talking about an orange story. I'm not telling the fucking orange story, alright? If you know me well enough, then you know the orange story, so go fuck yourself, Sean. Fucking assholes. Anyways. No, in closing, on the insurance thing, I'm talking about this for an hour now almost. In closing on the insurance thing, the working class, like I said, is screwed on this. The working class and the working class senior citizens who can't afford to retire or have retired but only make a fixed amount a month are fucked on this. Yeah, you don't have to have insurance now. You don't have to worry about a fine at the end of the year in your taxes, but what are you going to do? You know, I mean, shit. Some of these people, you know, they have lung issues. Some people have bone issues. Some people are sick. I mean, you get older, sickness in this country is kind of a given nowadays. I mean, it's not turned into an if, it's turned into a when. I mean, all of us expect to have some kind of problem by the time we reach age 50. And then for it to get worse by age 60. And a lot of us expect to be gone by 70, if we make it to 70. So, I mean, you don't have insurance, and it's going to fuck you, and then it's going to fuck your family. Because then your family's going to be paying your medical bills after you're gone. Because those bills just don't go away. And I know some people just don't pay them, but there are some medical bills you have to fucking pay. There are some bills, funeral bills, you have to fucking pay. And if you don't have insurance, it's going to fuck you. Life insurance, medical insurance, it's going to fuck you. So in closing, I really think that us as America, we need to really look into this AHCA bill some more before we decide anything. And it really should be up to us, but it's not going to be. It's going to be up to our congressmen. So any congressmen out there, any people who have any kind of power in this country, any people who want something to be changed, you need to get in touch with your congressman and let them know this is not a good idea. Let them know this is a bad idea, that I am 65 and I make $25,000 a year, and this is going to fuck me. So don't do it. We can only hope that either they don't do it or they revise it. I want an insurance plan for this country. I do. The last two insurance plans we have been fed were absolute horseshit, and they have done nothing but cause problems. Barry with his Obamacare, Donnie with the Trump care has done nothing but cause problems, and it's just, we need to figure it out. We need to get it right. And it can't be that hard. But you see, I will say one thing. About the God, I'm still going on about the insurance thing. I had other stories to talk about, but this has just turned into a rant for me. I will say one thing about the insurance. They are backed into a corner. The presidents and the congressmen, because they know that one of the biggest things that would solve this problem, there is something that would solve this problem, and it would, well, you know what? It would not solve this problem, actually. I disagree. I disagree with my own statement. You know why? Because we pay taxes, it is. We pay an asshole amount of taxes. Now, fuck them. I was actually going to defend them for a second, but I I did some reading last night and some research, and I just remembered a piece of information that, that I definitely don't understand why we don't have insurance. It's for the whole country, free insurance. Because, speaking of insurance, when you talk about insurance, you talk about France and the Europeans. They have set up the perfect insurance plan, and everybody gets free insurance. Yeah, I mean, I should look into it. It's really cool. The entire country gets free insurance. Now, the catch, because, nothing's for free, I guess. The catch is their taxes are high. They are. But if you actually compare the taxes from France to the United States, we pay higher taxes than they do. We pay higher taxes than they do, and we get less benefits than they do from their higher taxes. That's because their government gives a shit about them. They're not taking all their money and putting it into the military. They're putting their money back into society because they know if they put their money back into society, then society is going to pay them back in the long run. Society will be them in the long run. That's the part we don't understand is we take too much. We don't put enough money into our people. We put enough money into our things. We don't put enough money into our people. And that's what France does. Never thought I'd agree with France on anything, but damn it, man, if they got the insurance thing right, I'll tell you that. And so, the fat cats up north, they make you pay an assload amount. They make you put all this money into roads and all this shit. 59%. If you go online and you look up the different deductibles out of your paycheck and where all of your money goes, 59% of your paycheck that they take out, all that percentage that they take out, 59% of that percentage goes in to the military. Now, I have no problem with funding the military, but if we would just take some money out of that percentage, if we would take money out of the percentage that they pull out of your check, and then out of the military percentage that they pull, out of the percentage that they pull out of your check, we could put that towards free healthcare. Start paying for it with that. If we took that amount out of everybody's job in this entire country, we'd pay for healthcare right there. But see, then this comes to the people. I blame a lot on the government, and I blame a lot on Donnie and the congressman. But this.
I could be your lover, and you could be my queen. I could fill the spaces in between. I could lay beside you under a southern sky. But if you said you love me, well, that's a lie.
Oh, everybody. Sorry about that. Had a technical difficulty. I apologize. We are back though. No. This right here. This is not only the government's issue. See, this comes out to the people. This comes down to people not wanting to pay taxes, and I get it. You don't want to lose any more money out of your fucking paycheck that you're already leaving. You're already losing, but to get some, you're gonna have to pay some, and that's pretty much how it is. So, in final closing, hey, cigarettes out there? The cigarettes out there, hon? Okay. In final closing on the, huh? Okay, that was the wife there. In final closing on the insurance thing, I will say that we just need to try and find something that's not going to fuck the middle class and the working class, the people who are the spine of this country. Like, those people, I'm not saying they run shit, but there's a lot that we do, and I mean, there's a lot of jobs that people up top would not want to do. toilet cleaning, meat cutting, pest control, those jobs, those people, they help run this country. And without them, who's going to want to do this job? I don't want to. I do a shitty job as it is. Damn it. Hold on. I need to get some cigarette days. But no. In closing on that, I am just going to say that let's try and work out the insurance problem. Because it's a problem. It's a big fucking problem. Now, speaking of problems, I want to talk a little about, I want to talk about something that I've been talking about for like 3 fucking years now. Has a terrible cigarette. Jesus, that bitch is stale. No. We are going to talk about Michael Brown. That name sound familiar? It better sound familiar. Unless you've been living under a rock for the last 5 years, then, you should know that Michael Brown was the little black kid who was killed in St. Louis. Ferguson, Missouri, right? Ferguson, I don't even fucking know. Nor do I care. That was killed justfully and rightfully after an attack a police officer in Missouri. Now, a lot of people don't believe that this was justfully and rightfully. They say that this was a clean shoot. This was a fucking clean shoot. I don't care what you say. But these people out there, they believe that Michael Brown was some innocent saint and, some guy who, loved puppies and helped orphanages and, ran a charity benefit for people with one leg. I don't fucking know. They believed he was a good kid, and he wasn't. He was a bad seed. We have him. And don't get me wrong, you take me as an asshole, and you can take it as you want, and you can take it and leave it for all I fucking care. But I will tell you this, I don't want to see anybody die. I don't want anybody to die. If it was up to me, nobody would die, because I hate that shit. I don't want to see somebody die, because you know what? His family are the ones I feel bad for, because they lost a son, they lost a boyfriend, they lost a friend, a nephew, a cousin. They lost somebody that day. And even though a lot of them reacted the complete wrong way, I still feel bad for them, because they did lose somebody. That person's never coming back. But it's his own stupidity that caused that. And see, people are still to this day trying to justify his actions, and his actions were wrong. Completely wrong. And so, we're not specifically talking about the shooting, though, in this instance. See, Sean B. seems to feel quite strong on the subject. Fuck that little fool. He was a little fucking criminal. Fuck him and his dead homies, too. Damn. Sean B. feels quite strong on the subject. Not as strong as I do, I suppose. Oh, no. I don't feel as strong as he does. Yeah. I digress. This specific article that I'm speaking about talked more about what they are calling their quotation marks and their invisible quotation marks in the air, the so-called robbery before the shooting. Now, the way it looks like he went into this store 11 hours before the shooting and made a drug deal. He's not a drug dealer. He was a user, and they didn't even use cash. They bartered. He gave some cigarillos and shit for some weed. And then, gives it back and all this. And, the entire article I read. And I'm trying to figure out why this fucking matters. Somebody cares about this footage so much. They took the entire 1 minute, 22 seconds and made a short film and showed it at South by Southwest. It's a big festival of art in Texas. They do every year. They showed it at South by Southwest, and I'm still attempting to figure out why the fuck this matters. Because don't get me wrong, the cop said it himself that they had been called about a robbery or something earlier in the day, and he did fit the description. But he originally stopped the fucker because he's walking in the middle of fucking traffic, walking in the middle of fucking road, blocking fucking traffic. well, what is he going to do? I mean, the cops is not going to ride by. He's going to tell him, hey, get out the fucking street. And you see, and you know what? Even if I don't like Michael Brown, I've never met the guy. I really give a fuck less. But even if I didn't like Michael Brown, right? Michael Brown? I'm not sure. I don't remember the fucker's name. If he had just complied, he would have survived. Comply and survive. Now, don't get me wrong. You don't need to comply to the point where you're losing civil liberties. But that's not losing civil liberty. You're walking in the middle of the road, and a cop tells you, hey, get off the fucking road, walk on the sidewalk like a normal human being. Just walk on the sidewalk. Instead, now there's this big altercation, and he gets shot, and, you know, he deserved every fucking bit of it. No, he didn't deserve every bit of it. But that's what happens when you act stupid. That's stupidity right there, and America is attempting to reward him for that. They have really awarded and rewarded the family with all this art and all this in memoriam to Michael Brown and Trayvon Martin and, you know, yada yada yada. It's bullshit, man. It's all fucking bullshit. Even though I will agree that the Trayvon Martin case was a little fishy. You know, there was just some stuff that he could have done that would have avoided that situation. And the other guy could have avoided some of the shit too, you know. He did make a few mistakes himself. That case is a little But we're not talking about that case. We're talking about Michael Brown and his stupidity. I know I seem insensitive. You know, some of you liberals and Democrats out there. I mean, I don't really recognize myself as a Republican, Democrat, or liberal. I recognize myself as a free thinker, as a person who tries to look in between the lines, and I agree with Republicans. I agree with Democrats, and there's some stuff that I agree with liberals on too, and there's some stuff I agree with the Tea Party on. There's a lot of things I agree with everybody on, but there's a lot of things I disagree too. So, all of you liberals out there who are, you know, getting pissed and about to have a stroke by your keyboard, just understand something, that this is not what we are supposed to do. When you're stupid, and you're just stupid enough, there's that air conditioner again, you're not gonna make it. All you gotta do is comply and survive. There's a few rules to adulthood, ladies and gentlemen. Just a few. Get a good job. Have a few accessible friends. Don't do meth. There you go. There's your few good rules for being an adult. Not that fucking hard. You had one job, Michael Brown. You had one fucking job, and it just seems like you couldn't do it. Sean is still in the chat room, and he's going on about this Michael Brown thing. He feels very strongly on it, but then you gotta ruin it, don't you? You know, he steps up and he says, you know, where's the memoriam for Harambe? You know why there's no memoriam for Harambe? Because Harambe sucked. Oh yeah, I said it. Said it first, folks. Harambe sucked. Dicks out for Harambe. Fuck Harambe. Fuck Harambe. Take the labels off stuff, and watch the dumbasses drop. Okay, that one I'm not sure where you're going, Sean. I would like to ask you to please take the meds that you were supposed to take. But no, you know, like, I mean, basically, we have just done so much to award criminals in this country. It's not even funny. I mean, shit. You know, speaking of criminals and federal in prison, have you seen federal prison? Fucking A. The prison system is so fucked up. The things we do for prisoners these days is fucking nuts. You know? Federal prisons are a goddamn cakewalk compared to what they were fucking 30 years ago. I mean, it's insane how easy it is. I mean, fuck, if I was homeless and had nothing to live for, shit, I would try to find a way to prison, because that's 3 square meals, a bed, air conditioning and heat, TV. Fuck, why do I need to even be an adult? I mean, fuck you, I'll just go to prison. But there are some things about prison that is wrong, you know. There's some things that I wanted to speak on today that I do think are wrong as far as the prison system is concerned. And the one thing that I really get upset about is the felon system. Hold on. Sean, Harambe was not life. Harambe was not love. Fuck Harambe. Fuck him in his fucking ear hole with a... You know what? You can't, because he's dead. He's fucking dead. I hope you're happy about that. No, the prison system. Okay, let's go through this real quick. Let's say, and I'm talking about a select group of felons when I speak on this, so remember that. But let's say you get caught. Let's say you get popped. The fuzz pops you. The 5-0 pops you with just enough over the legal limit of weed to consider a felony. I know a guy who got caught with like 10 fucking pounds of pot. Yeah, felon. You do your time in prison because you're not walking away from that one. I'm telling you that right now. You do your time in prison and you get out. Now, in prison, you changed your life, you turned it all around, and you just want to get back to normal life, get a job, maybe, get back with your ex-homegirl, dog, or maybe actually find a real woman to take care of and, have a kid and just have a life and settle down. And you can't do that. Nope. No, you can't. You say that you can. I'm sure there are a few people out there right now who are listening who say, oh, yeah, you can. You just got to do this. No, you can't. There's some states you can, but there's a lot of states that once you get out of prison, you're not voting again. You will never have another chance to have a decision in the election, even though voting doesn't matter. We've been there, done that. But you don't have the chance to even have the illusion that you have a choice in the matter of who your next president is. You can't own a firearm again because, that constitutional right was taken away from you being a felon. And that's not a big deal. I will say that, you were a felon. There's shit you're going to lose. But the biggest thing about my issue with the felony system, the felon system, the label of being a felon, is that a lot of these guys aren't getting another job. You can say what you want out there, all these. No, they're not getting another job. They're not going to be able to find another job and support themselves and be a functioning member of society just as they are supposed to be after prison because they have that label. I mean, who's going to hire a felon? Hell, you can't even get a McDonald's job nowadays if you've been in fucking prison. So what are they going to do? You hit the pavement, you pound the pavement for months. You've got some money from maybe your parents. Maybe you don't. Maybe you're living out of a fucking cardboard box. You're trying to make it. Living in a little apartment or a cardboard box or something. You're trying to make it and you just can't. You can't do it. So you know what you have to do? You got to turn back to the way that you made money before. You get back into dope. You get back into selling shit. You get back into running it. You get back into doing what you know best. That is your trade. And you're making money and you're taking care of yourself. And maybe you even stay out of smoking. Maybe you stay out of that, but you're still selling it, trying to make some money, to have enough money to just get something to eat. And you get popped again. Cycle back into the system. Now you're called a habitual offender. Now that is not the story for every felon that comes out of jail. That's not. There's a lot of felons who don't change. They just get right back into it. There's a lot of people who are terrible people who just abuse the system. But there are some people. There is a percentage of people who get out and all they want to do is just try and make it. All they want to do is just try and live the rest of their life and get out of this. But they can't because it's system. Once you're in, you're pretty much never out. I mean, you're fucked. Once people find out you were in, yeah, you're not getting another job. You're not going to have really another moment that's normal nor productive in your life. So you're done. You might as well just hope you get a life sentence because if you are a good-natured person, if you were just caught in the wrong place in the wrong time, the system is so fucked that you're going to be stuck in there. Even if you're not in there. Those four walls will always keep you from providing for yourself because, you got caught with some pot. You got, caught in the wrong place at the wrong time. Now, that doesn't work for everybody. Of course, that's not a perfect system either. Because it would just get abused if they, revise it to something like I said, helping people get jobs. But there are states that already do something like that help you find a good job that can take care of yourself. They help you find one, and you have to take a piss test every month. And I have no problem with that. I think that's a good thing to do. Make them take a piss test every month. Keep them off drugs. Get them a job. Make them take care of themselves. Be both offensive and defensive at the same time. Invasive and non-invasive. Be there, but don't be there. They have to be able to walk, but you're going to have to help them stand up. You know what I'm saying? That's what it takes. Some of these prison, and I don't care what anybody says. Even though it is right now it's still a cakewalk. There should be, there's definitely needs to be some changes to the prison system in general. We'll have to get into that another day. But prison is not only meant to keep people out of society that obviously can't, perform their normal civic duties in, but it's also to rehabilitate those who can't. You go to prison, we need to help these people so they're not repeating offenders. But you see, we're not going to help these people. We're not going to help these people because we make money. I mean, that's what it comes down to, doesn't it? I mean, think about it. All the free labor that the prison systems get off these people. Shit like that. All of the free product that some companies outsource to some of these prisons. It's like, yeah, it's money. It all comes down to money. Private prison systems make even more money than the federal prisons do. They get paid per prisoner for however long they are in. They get a certain amount of money per prisoner. And the prisoner sees none of that. Now, I'm not trying to glorify criminals. I'm not. I'm not trying to shed some better light on them and, they're actually victims because of a disease. No, they made the decision to get into jail and into prison. They definitely need to pay the piper. They need to pay the price. But we do not need to take every human dignity away from them. There are some people, yeah, we do. Child rapists and shit like that. I'm sorry, man. If it was up to me, it would not be a prison sentence. It would be a bullet to the head. That's just me, Serial killers, same way. There are some sick fucks out there, and they're not going to get better, no matter what you do. But there are some people out there who just were in the wrong place, wrong time. Some people out there who are just going through a rough patch in their life, and they don't deserve, even if they made an idiotic decision, they definitely deserve the punishment, but they don't deserve to be punished for the rest of their life. So I'm just saying, America, we need to focus on trying to fix ourselves a little bit as far as our prison system. And I mean, some of it, prisons are so over fucking populated. We put so many people in prison for so many stupid things. Drugs is a big one. Look, I'm not a meth fan. No, not really big into that shit. Coke, meth, heroin, not really my bag. Pot, not anymore. So I'm just saying, I'm not really into drugs. But I will say that Portugal has probably the greatest drug policy this side of the Mississippi River. You want to know how many people went to prison in 2016 for drug use? If anybody wants to guess, please, I will even wait. I will sit in silence while you guess. You just give me a random number. How many people went to prison in 2016 in the Portugal because of the Portugal drug policy? Just go ahead. Come on, Sean. Throw me something. Sam, anybody out there listening, go ahead. Put something in the chat room. I'll wait. A number. Any number. Between 1 and a trillion. Or... You know how many people went to prison? 0. 2015? 0. 2014? 0. The last 15 years has not seen one man and or woman go to prison over a drug charge. 15 years, folks. Not one. You know why? Do you want to know why? Because they treat drugs going all the way from pot up to, the hard drugs, meth and PCP and all that. They treat it like it's alcohol. You do not get arrested for having drugs on you. I'm sure there's a public intoxication law, but you're not going to prison for it. It's going to be a drunk tank overnight. You got to see a therapist the next day or a drug rehabilitation center the next day. He said that 420. He said that, I watched a bit of a video on this, and the man, I can't remember his name, he's a higher up in the government, said that their Crime rate has went down. It's not perfect. They still have crime. They have cops. Crime is still around. But the crime rate involving drugs has went down vastly. The people getting arrested in general has went down vastly. Because it is no longer, because it's no longer forbidden, nobody really cares about doing it. And the people who do it, they just want to do it and be left alone. Yeah, they still have to go out and buy it and shit like that, And of course, there's probably disagreement from now and again. Maybe there's a few issues. It's probably not a perfect system, but I tell you what, their prison systems are not overpopulated. Not to the point where we're having to build prisons every year to hold more people. Eventually, everybody's going to be in prison the rate we're going. So, I mean, you know what? I have to finally say that I agree. Don't get me wrong. It's not like I would be okay if I found out my 23-year-old daughter is doing meth and it's no longer illegal, so she can get away with it. I would not be happy with that. I'd be pretty pissed the fuck off, and I'd probably tell her myself that no, you're not doing it. No, but But people are going to do what they're going to want to do, and if you make it forbidden, they're going to do it even more. You illegalize it, and they're going to find a way to do that shit, just like we have over the last 1,000 years. Anytime somebody said, hey, don't fucking do that, guess what we did? Oh, we found a way to fucking do that. If it was blatant, if it was roundabout, we did the shit. So, there really is no point. You know what I mean? Like, it really is no fucking point. I have to agree with Portugal. Legalize everything. Fuck it. But you have to do it right. He said if you just go over there and you do that, it's quite an interesting article. I get quite an interesting take on the drug policies. I don't think it's a bad idea. I really don't. So I think America, we should look into that. But it's about time for me to say goodbye. I'm going to say good night or good morning. Sean B has a message for everyone. $15, little man. Put that $15, little man. Put that shit in my hand. If that money doesn't show, you owe me, oh. My jungle love. Oh. I think I want to know ya. Oh. That's right. I know that fucking song too. Some good shit, man. Jay and Silent Bob. But alright, guys, the Big Bad Boo Bear is calling it for the day. Hour, 47 minutes in, almost 2 hours. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Remember to share it around. The Big Bad Boo Bear is going to try and do this every week. I'm probably going to try and stick to the morning shows. Keep it locked on 92 tomorrow night. Sean B returns with the Love Shack. Yeah, that's right. Getting freaky in the Love Shack. The Love Shack. Need to make a commercial like that, Sean. But yeah, check out Sean B tomorrow night on the Love Shack, and we're trying to pull ourselves back together. It's been a long month. I apologize for not being around as much as I should be. I hope you guys found this show informative. I hope somebody walks away with a different take on things. If not, message me and maybe we can talk about it more. I appreciate everybody who tuned in today. This is the Big Bad Boo Bear signing off at Exit 92 Radio. Keep it locked. Or we'll have to give you a fake gunshot sound effect. Or maybe a bell. Yeah, bell. A fucking bell. Oh, and by the way, I want to say something to everyone who's listened to me, who's been around for quite a long time, listening to my shows and everything like that. This is the Big Bad Boo Bear. A long time ago, I talked a lot of shit about Walking Dead. I have talked some major shit about Walking Dead. I mean, I just thought it was stupid and everything. I finally sat down and I watched it. I'm at I'm at season 7 as it is right now, and I love it. So I just wanted to send out a major apology to any Walking Dead fans who I've offended. I am so sorry. I did not know what I was missing. My God. Why didn't I know? Because this show is probably the fucking awesomest show ever. I'm on season 7 right now. I'm on the second episode. No goddamn spoilers. I swear to God, if one of you spoil something, I will be pissed. I just seen Glenn and fucking Abraham. Oh wait, I don't know if you guys. Some of you guys may not be caught up all the way. I'm gonna say spoiler alert and just not do it. But spoiler alert, spoilers. But yeah, great show. Loving every minute of it. Me and Ashley are probably gonna watch some later on today. We're gonna cash some on TV. How about that? Know what I'm saying? Cause yo, yeah, that was pretty fucking bad. Anyways, fuck Harambe. Peace out, bitches.